All right, you ready? Okay, if you're not talking, please mute your phone or your cameras. And when you want to talk, just raise your hand or just interrupt me, all right? So today's presentation by Coach E is over mobility and flexibility. So my question to some of y'all is how mobile and flexible are you? How many people on this call average at least 10,000 steps a day?
I do.
I hate it.
Oh, yeah?
Today.
Who hit
Even though
over,
mine does not say that right now.
there it is. Who hit over 15,000 yesterday?
Hey, I did.
There it is. One. Just
Not me.
Oh, not you, Mindy?
No.
Barely, but I got it.
Anybody over 20?
Oh, geez.
Nope.
No?
I didn't go for my 6-mile walk.
Am I
Talking
the
about
only
recently
one?
or yesterday?
You said what?
Are you talking about recently or just yesterday?
Yesterday, who got over 20,000 steps? JD raised his hand.
Dang, Angelo, come on.
I did. Who got over 25,000 yesterday?
I was slacking yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
I got over 25,000 yesterday.
Dude, killing me.
Damn.
I'm averaging about 26 a day right now. Today was a low day because I didn't work out but once. All right, so definition of mobility. The ability to move or be moved freely and easily, right? The definition of flexibility. The quality of bending easily without breaking. So you need one to have the other and you need the other to have one, correct?
Fun fact.
Excuse me?
Fun fact. Ready?
Yeah.
I can still do a bridge. Even
Really?
though, yeah. Up until I was like 6 months pregnant with all my kids, and I can still do it.
What you're about to see is gonna freak you out a little bit. So with that being said, you need one to have the other one for better fluidity for the other, correct? If you're flexible, your mobility is a little more fluent. Might as well say fluent. And you don't hurt as bad. Importance of the two. Flexibility increases mobility and vice versa. Daily mobility helps with lesser aches and pains. So the body is what, everybody? Body's meant to move, correct? What I learned in my journey was the days I sat still and didn't do anything were the days I hurt the most and when I had the most lactic acid. That's when I didn't sleep well. My mood was different, all of that, right? So just get up and move. It feeds, like going on with that, it feeds mental peace. Most active people aren't as stressed out as inactive people. Correct? Prime example, this program, everybody in this program started feeling better as they started seeing progress, building a routine, and making a habit of doing this every day once they learned how to enjoy it. Correct? Helps with better sleep and waking up in the mornings. I know when I remain flexible, as you can see, I can almost do the splits, that my back doesn't hurt as bad when I wake up in the morning. Neither do my knees, neither do my ankles, none of that. It's easier for me to get up and get dressed. It's easier for me to start my day, right? I'm not as sleepy throughout the day. I'm not lagging. I'm not cranky, because a lot of times when you achy, you get cranky, right? Helps with fluent movements. Now, how many people on here have bad backs or bad knees? Right? Which
here.
one, Walker?
My L5, I got 2 stress fractures.
You got 2 stress fractures, so yours is an injury.
Yeah, it's like 9 years old. I got it in middle school, but they never healed because I didn't take the time to let them, and now they're just permanently there.
Man,
So I get really, really tight muscles all through my lower back because it's pulling on it.
I got something for you for that.
All right.
Also, mobility and flexibility improve strength. How many people have an issue with squatting? I used to have an issue with squatting. When I realized how to fully use my core with my flexibility, my squat went up drastically. Okay, so stay moving. The body's meant to move. Improving the two. First of all, this is very key. Time blocking to engage in the two. How many people's morning routine starts with stretching? Anybody's? Because mine does. If you don't stretch, you can't improve your flexibility, correct? You don't stretch, you risk getting an injury when you work out, right?
So,
There it is. So another form of staying moving, right? Creating a routine with that. So if you know when's the best time for me, the best time for me to stretch is right when I wake up and right before I run. Then when I go back to the gym, I do that again before I run.
It always
Somebody mute their microphone, please. Then before I go to bed, I stretch again. I found that if I don't, I get more lactic acid buildup and I cramp in the middle of the night because I didn't stretch. Right? Doing the two together. So you can do active stretching. Do anybody know what active stretching is? Versus just sitting there holding a position for a few minutes, right? Active stretching can be starting with original stretching, just normal stretching. Let me stretch my hamstrings, my quads, my lower back, but then doing movements to get them to move a little differently. Does that make sense? So kind of like, I don't know what they call them. We used to do them in basketball and for track is when you walk forward, straighten one leg, and then you act like you're wiping the floor. I can't remember the name of them. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
we call those penny pickers.
Penny pickers?
Yeah.
That's what
Like
you call them?
you're basically doing like a single leg RDL and wiping the floor there.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I've never heard that.
That's what the football players all called it.
Oh, okay. Yep. We used to do high knees a lot too. Get the blood flowing through the muscles. A lot of people don't understand. Stretching first, you got a mesh wall that goes over your muscles. You got to loosen that wall up before you can loosen the muscle up. So you got to get the blood flowing. Remembering that improving flexibility promotes better mobility. When you remain somewhat flexible, because not everybody's going to be as flexible as everybody else. Not everybody's going to be able to touch their toes. Not everybody's going to be able to do the splits. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to be able to do a bridge, like Mindy said. That's a different kind of stretch. Some people can't even sit in a duck squat. But improving your flexibility will make it easier for you to be able to move better. How many people have the leg day walk? You know which walk I'm talking about? When your legs are done, you can't bend your back, you walk in stiff leg. I know people that walk like that and never do legs. They never stretch. I've seen people go to I'm not the only person on this call either that has seen this. I've seen people go to the gym and not stretch and then get hurt and wonder why they get hurt. So you got to remember, stretching is, you can even stretch when you're meditating. That's a good time to meditate. Practice breathing while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And keep it frequent, daily frequency. I go on vacation, the first thing I do is stretch in the morning. Makes my days go better. Like Walker, I got my lower back used to be weaker because of basketball, because I played post. So I was always running into somebody. I was always pushing somebody. I would go to jump and somebody was on my back all the time. Keeping those muscles flexible and mobile is what helped me not have the injuries on my back anymore. Okay. I gained 80 pounds the year I retired from basketball. Guess where I felt all the pain at? My lower back. My L1 through 5 would shift sometimes just from getting in my truck. And that was from being immobile and lazy. All right. You hurt more from being lazy than you do from being active. I've learned that. Hopefully all of you have too. Ways to improve the two and equipment you can use. How many people on here use foam rollers?
Every day.
Every day? Do you use a flat one?
I use like it almost looks like the styrofoam, the long log looking ones.
Or the smooth one?
Yeah, the smooth one.
Okay, I use the treaded one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how many people on here have ever used a lacrosse ball?
I have. I don't very often.
You
but-
don't? Okay. Mindy, how about you?
I have not used the lacrosse ball,
You haven't?
but I use that gadget that's in the picture.
The massage gun?
The Theragun?
They work.
Yeah,
Theraguns.
Amazon deals.
Yeah.
They work. I live by mine. I use mine for my active recovery at night before I stretch. I actually sleep better because of it. So one of the things I learned is I use a lacrosse ball every time I stretch. It's the first thing I do when I go in the gym. I take my shoes off. I want everybody to try this too, because you don't necessarily have to use a lacrosse ball. You can use a golf ball. You can use a baseball. You can use a tennis ball. I mean, tennis balls hollow. You can use a softball, all of those, okay? Sit on the edge of a chair, pick a foot, put that foot on the ball with your knee slightly over your toe, and push your weight onto that toe and roll your foot back and forth. It sounds weird, but it will help your hip flexor open up. It'll help the release of your IT band, and you'll feel your lower back open up a little more. That's why I do it every day.
If you ever talk to a physical therapist, they talk about injuries going, like if your knee hurts, go above or below the joint. So if your knee hurts, go to your ankle or go to your hip and see if that's actually what's causing your pain.
Exactly. And a lot of times when you have a bad lower back, it's because of what, Walker? Weaker glutes.
Yep. Glutes,
hamstrings.
Yep.
And then what else? A weaker core.
And not just abs, your entire core.
Yep. Go ahead, Giovanni.
So I've been having problems with my lower back when I take off running. I sent you that listen to my run today, and my back wasn't hurting like it usually does. But when I'm playing basketball, it usually starts hurting when I'm like moving like real quick or make like a quick move. It starts hurting like real quick and instantly. What can I do to help out with that?
How long ago did you retire from basketball?
Like 6 years ago.
And what did you weigh when you played?
225.
There's your answer.
Mm.
Your body's not used to carrying around 250.
Mm.
You played post too, didn't you?
Yep. 4
Yep.
5.
So when you sit in the defensive position or the post position, your back hurts the next day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one thing you need to do, like I said, strengthen your glutes, first of all, which will, like Walker said, that will alleviate knee issues also, right? It sounds weird, but they all connect. And you need to strengthen your core and your hips. So your body, like I said, your body's, the quick twitch muscle memory you have from basketball is still there, but your body can't handle it no more because it's not used to moving that kind of weight.
Mm.
So you get those things in line and you'll be able to move a little better. Also, how do you stretch your hips?
Trying to remember. I think that I do like a what's that bridge stretch, and then there's that one stretch I use from basketball still too, where like you take your take either leg, you cross them over each other, and you look the other way. I do that one.
That one works. It works better if you're on your back. So when we offer this call, you and I can go over some of those stretches. I'll help you with it.
All right, perfect.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Does everyone on here know how to use a foam roller? Not everybody knows how to use one. Yay, nay? This is where you give me an answer.
I've never used one, so I do not know.
Who is that?
Probably not.
Mindy,
Mindy, you've never used one?
no.
They're
I have
pretty easy. You have to engage your core a little bit though.
Okay.
That's the trick. You have to, otherwise you're just gonna fall over. These are all, another thing with, if you got a bad back, you can use a basketball, set it up against the base of your back and arch your back over. You'll feel your back stretch out. It'll pop your back in line too, it can. To let you also know how tight those muscles are. Sometimes when, like I said, when people aren't stretching, your muscles lock up. It's just like when you don't eat enough, your metabolism freezes, right? So then everything you eat sticks to you because you're not eating enough for one. And with that being said, your metabolism stops. So you wonder why you can't lose weight, which some of my clients, I started them on lower calories and I raised them each week. And each week I raised them, they lost another 2 pounds or so because they still weren't eating enough. All right. When all else fails, walk, run, jog. The body's meant to be in motion. If you're sitting still, your body gets It gets comfortable. It locks up like that, right? How many people have been hospitalized before where you got bed sores from laying down too long? It happened to me when I had swine flu 12 years ago. Woke up with bed sores on my back and on my legs because I slept for 3 days, not 3 days, 3.5 weeks straight. I was in the bed, feeling like I was gonna die every day, but I didn't. So get up and move. That's all else fails, get up and move. All right?
You want to talk about getting, better mobility and flexibility, like when you move, like squatting and push-ups and all of that, moving through a full range of motion
Yep.
is huge.
It's huge.
Because that's an active movement through your muscles, through your tendons. So when you're warming up, there's no reason to not squat, ass to grass with body weight to prime your muscles and move through a full range of motion, because that's also going to stretch your muscles. Because if you can't get all the way down in your squat, then it's likely that you have really tight muscles anyways. So
And you can't hold the weight down there.
exactly. So don't let your pride get in the way and drop your weight a little bit if you can't move, through a full range of motion, just because that's going to do more benefit for you in terms of your flow or your flexibility, your mobility, your movement, all those things.
Yep. Same thing with push-ups. Same thing with pull-ups. The more you do them, the more your stabilizing muscles are going to help you be more mobile and more flexible. Same, oddly as it sounds, jumping jacks. Jumping jacks is a good one. Lunges, another good one. Toe touches, another good one. Does anybody ever do walking kicks? So that's one of the things I do before I squat. I walk up and down the treadmill out and I kick my leg up as high as I can straight.
Yeah, we call those Frankensteins.
I can see why you call them Frankensteins. That's funny.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's about all I got for everybody. So basically, if you got any questions about how to stretch, there's certain ways. Matter of fact, who doesn't know how to stretch? That's my next question. Who has
Hey,
any-
let me chime in.
I would say that I can know basic stretches, but since I started this journey, I've noticed that when I'm doing weights and stuff, I'm like, I'm surprised I can't bend as far as I thought I could.
Yeah. Okay. So what stretch? Somebody give me one muscle group that they have hard stretching.
I
Wait,
had to work
repeat
on
that.
stretching my shoulder.
What'd you say, Mindy?
I had to work on stretching my shoulder more because I got an injury because I wasn't stretching correctly.
Okay. So what are some of the stretches you do for your shoulder?
I go on the floor and then I twist my body and I work my arm around me
Mhm.
as I'm stretching. I also do the wall. I go against the wall and push as much as I can and just kind of do that one. I mean, and I do the above the head. I just do as many stretches as I can with that arm. So I learned stretching is important.
Do you use a resistance band?
Yeah, sometimes.
So start doing lat raises, front raises, upright raises, and delt and rear delt raises, and then press. Do 5 of each 3 times. That'll get the muscle warmed up to where it's ready for weight.
Awesome.
Okay, try those. And if you need videos, I will send them to you. Anyone else?
Hey, coach, you got any good stretches for chest day? Like when we go on a bench?
For your chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull-ups. Believe it or not.
Mhm.
When you start with your lats, when you warm your lats up to do chest, it opens your chest up. It also sends blood to your lats so that when you bench, you don't move on the bench.
Really?
Yep. Also take 5-pound dumbbells, or not dumbbells, or plates, and cross your arms back and forth in front of you. So if your right arm goes over the top the first time, your left arm goes the next time.
Okay. Because I usually just do the chest stretch where you take your arms by your head and just open up your chest like that.
Yep.
I usually do
And
that
then
stuff.
push-ups. One of the best things I normally do pull-ups and push-ups before I bench.
Mm.
The push-ups, because if you do push-ups, like Walker said, it's calisthenics, correct? So you get the full range of motion on the chest press as you would with a bench, except it's your own body weight. If you can't get your own body weight off the floor, you don't got no business touching weights.
That's facts.
Anybody else?
My toughest stretch is with my left leg because I have a very tight hamstring and I'm trying very hard to avoid injuring it and tearing it because I know how painful that is. But even when I go to physical therapy and I get stretched, he definitely sees the difference. And we're doing a bunch of different stretches, and it's still tight.
Are you, okay, so have you ever injured that hamstring before?
No.
Try that lacrosse ball.
Okay.
Try it. And you
Okay.
might have a tight IT band. Has he ever looked at your IT band?
I don't know.
I bet your IT band and your hip flexor is super tight too.
Mm,
And
okay.
which leg is longer?
My left.
So your left is going to, same thing with me. So your left is going to take the blunt of your weight
Mm-hmm.
and your hips shifting. So make sure your hips are in line too. But try that
No.
lacrosse ball. The more pressure you put on it, and do your entire foot. They normally have people do it that have plantar fasciitis,
Yep.
but this also helps to where your Achilles tendon will loosen up because the Achilles tendon hooks to the ball of your foot, correct?
Yes.
All the
Right.
way over around your heel up to the bottom of your calf. So when you roll that ball on there, I'm telling you, it's a weird thing. You feel your quad and everything just loosen up top.
All right.
Try
Cool.
it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna
Yep.
try it.
When you stretch a hamstring, how do you stretch it?
I'm laying on the floor
Okay, are your
doing
legs
the
open or
straight.
straight?
Straight.
Straight in front of you, try opening them up as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I even do like the I don't know what that's, Indian style kind of sit where your feet are together,
The
pushing out.
butterfly,
Yes.
that's for
Pushing
your
out on the
butt.
knees. Yeah. That's, but believe it or not, that actually helps sometimes with the back of my leg. I don't know why, but
Well, it does if you don't have your foot. The closer you have your feet to you, the more it's hit your groin. When you let
Okay.
it out, it hits the inside of your hammy some more. So that's why it's
Right.
stretching your hamstring out. So that's good.
okay. Okay. All right. Cool.
Anybody else? A hard stretch for anybody else? I know some here on y'all have a hard time stretching your lower back. Tell me I'm lying.
There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and let me have it. Let me go ahead.
For the lower back,
Go back.
stretch your hamstrings first.
Okay. Those like the same ones. I'm a back. Go ahead.
No, what was you gonna ask?
I was saying those are like the same. I'm just gonna reference same kind of stretch I used to do in high school. Like where you was it where you like take your back leg and you kind of like you like pull it close to your butt
Chest.
and then extend your left leg out and stretch like that.
That's
So,
one.
like-
That'll stretch your glute out. So another one you can do is lay on your back. Keep one leg straight.
Mm.
So let's start with your left side. So right leg straight, left foot on your right leg. Pull your right leg to your chest as far as you can with your foot on your knee and push your left knee toward away from you. That'll stretch your lower back as well.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
And your
Okay.
hip. And then right after you do that, pull your left leg to your knee and shift your hip over the right side of your body. That would normally take somebody else to help push. Sometimes you'll get your back to pop, sometimes you won't. And then after you've done both sides, sit in a squat and push both your knees out and push your tailbone to the front of you.
Got you. I think I remember what those are.
That should help too. Book of the month, Be Water, my friend. If you haven't listened to Bruce Lee was very knowledgeable. Okay? This is a book recommended to me by my cousin a week ago. He was an avid Bruce Lee fan. He got to meet him. He got an autograph and a bunch of pictures with him, and he told me I should read this book. So I think this is his 4th or 5th time reading it. I got it on Audible. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to listen to it. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to say?
Hey, I'll say one thing just to like warm-ups and your movement and stuff. Your body responds really well if you, just like we talk about like morning routines and nighttime routines and all that stuff, if you have a similar warm-up routine to everything that you do. So like, I'm sure Coach E hits a majority of the same stretches in the morning. Before his workout, he has a routine or a pattern that he goes through as part of his warm-up. So your body recognizes those cues, and it helps prime you, just like we talk about for sleep, having a nighttime routine. Your body starts recognizing those signals, releasing melatonin, all that stuff. Same thing happens when you're priming yourself for a workout, a walk, any kind of movement, is having a set routine of, here are the 4 or 5 things I like to do. Here's my dynamic movement before I start. That does a lot for priming your body before you actually move. So if you're not doing something like that, talk to me or talk to Coach E or Matt or whoever's coaching you, because we can talk a lot about that. So
Everybody staying inside and out of this wind.
Definitely.
I'm
Not
about,
getting
to walk,
blown away.
I'm about to walk Taliban in it.
Good luck.